Oh, wow. Punch it, Chewy.
The lovely Diana. Reign of magic, death inducer. Darkest dreams come true, kisses for you. Her arrows darken the sky, a flight of ravens flying through. Ophic harp, dark lord melody shining through. Death inducer, raining blood, bite your lip. Bellissima in the vampire dress, cracking leather whips. Rain with your magic. Hail Satan, spells of Lucifer. Hail Satan, Catherine of the wheel. Hail Satan, the lake of fire is clear. Sing the muse. Rain with magic, death inducer. Darkest dreams come true, kisses for you. Goat head soup, it's magic. You can have a giant rubber devil in a tight dress. Whiplash. Do androids dream of electric sheep? Mr. Sandman with the hot purple anointing cream. It knocks him out. The drugs weigh a ton. Snow blonde, do your makeup. Girl, be my private dancer. Hecate says I'm her main squeeze. Lucifer, the light bearer. Myrtle of Venus.
Lady Babylon. Oh, God, this is Renaissance Portal. I've got some fun stuff today, all right? I'll get in with the real, right? And trust me, I've got an injection coming up. It's fantastic from a couple of texts that are going to blow your mind, as they always do in the Greek, as they always do. Oh, God, why does he talk like that? You know what you're going to get? You're going to get a lot of that kind of talk today. Hey, Doc. Thanks. Hey, to whoever that was here in the congregation, right? Oh, that's Hannah. Hey, Hannah. I know that Hannah. Hannah B, you bring a lot of commentary, Hannah B, over the millennia that we've been together. I appreciate that. Fantastic. Yes, hello to everyone, right? Reverend, oh, God. Reverend Kush said something hilarious in the chat today. Oh, God, it was, look, we've got Amen in the park. We do. We have Amen in the park with Jesus' naked kid, right? In Mark 14:51-52. Just so you know, I'm being scholarly. Algorithm divinity. Fantastic. Oh, God. You're going to love this today, people, but we're going to have a little bit of a barbecue first. Oh, my God. Is this stuff hilarious? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, is the audio good? Again, Chewy says, give a shout out if the audio goes south or video, either one. So we don't have that much time, so I've got to go ahead and give it to you quick. Let's start to have this barbecue right at the top here. People, this is self-explanatory. Okay. Let me play it for a minute. We'll just stop, comment every once in a while. Fantastic. Here we go. Love it, people.
On the last program, I played a portion of a clip of an interview on the Danny Jones webcast of a man by the name of Ammon Hillman. Dr.
Oh, you almost got it. Ammon.
Dr. Ammon Hillman. I'd never heard of him. My dear brother, Jeff Durbin, sent me.
Okay, blah, blah. We don't care. We just want to hear what you have to say. Right? We don't want to give us the business. Everybody, I want you. Oh, God, his advertising. No, people, just look at his shirt. Right? Look at his shirt. Now, there's one word right in the whole thing. It's hilarious. You know what it looks like? It looks like something my students in the very first semester, about 2 weeks in, would write down and give to me. Right? And I would have to say, oh, God, you moron seminarians. Right? Let me show you how to do it. Just, it's funny. Okay, I'll get to the shirt and all the mistakes in it. I want you, my Greek students, I want you to look at this. And I want you to pick out the problems. Okay, stop. It's not right, man. Can I give this guy a chance? Give this guy a chance. Let's hear. Maybe let's. Okay, people, remember, where are we? We're surfing the rift, and we are finding the affect of our satellite weapons of doom.
That clip for us to comment on it. What do you think? And stuff like to the Hebrew text, to the Masoretic text.
Oh God, just get to it, will you?
And so I think the fellow on Facebook said, yeah, there's like a 3.5 hour program they did with it. So I'm like, I listened to all the rest of that second clip, because remember on the last program I said I hadn't even listened to all of it yet. And I was
here it is,
stunned. What I played for you was probably some of the most innocuous, at least discussable, debatable elements of that 3.5 hour program.
Okay, innocuous. He got the innocuous stuff out of the way. What's next, champ?
I found it yesterday, started it yesterday, and finished it today. And I've been thinking to myself, how do I even address this? Large portion. Well, not only that, they edited. Now, if you become a Patreon member, you can get the unedited version and all the rest of that, blah, blah, blah. But the reason they edited it, and so there'd be...
Okay, get to it.
The reason they edited it, buddy, is because of how foul it is. And I don't mean...
There it is. Foul. Okay, get into it. Oh, don't you guys love this? Come on. Satanic congregation, throw it up there if you love this. Now, Chewy, my head's in a little box, right? So they can see me, right? Put me up there. Everybody wants to see me, right? Now, watch this, people.
4-letter words. There's a couple of those. It's vile. It was oppressive to listen to.
It was oppressive. Do you see the mark of our work? It was oppressive. He's going to say that so many times. It makes me think every time he says it, we penetrate a level of his brain.
Spiritually oppressive. Demonically so.
Demonically. Look, you see how, look, Your Honor, do you see how he repeats it twice? Right. Okay. Get ready for the goodies, people.
I'm being perfectly serious. Early on in the interview, Hillman says that he spent time in Israel on an archaeological dig. And they were in a kibbutz.
Okay, so everybody knows my history. I'll fast forward just a little bit to get to his point.
Bro, the other person picking him up said, troop, because you are going to bring forth the Antichrist.
Wait, that was precious. That was precious. Does everybody see that? Wait, let's do that again.
The Antichrist.
Okay, wait. Ready for the reaction? Look, we can analyze just from this exactly how deep the cut was made. Oh, God. Now, people, now wait. Are you sensing the fear? I'm not sensing the fear, right? I'm sensing a little bit of You tell me, Satanic Congregation, let's work this one together. Should we keep putting those up there? So people, you want to comment? Right? It doesn't, right? I'm asking the congregation. You're always asking me, how can we help you? You know what you can do? Analyze and comment. Analyze like we're a friggin' academy. Wait, what? I can't see it on this one. On the one that I've got. I can't see it, people, so bring it. Well, here. Joey, how did I get into that? Boom. Let's see. Now. No. Okay, it's okay. Here we go. Let's just keep playing.
And remember, I read to you what it says on the video from Danny Jones. It says Dr. Ammon Hillman earned his MS in bacteriology.
Oh, God, we all know my background.
And published all demon possession and portal opening while teaching as a professor of classical languages. Portal opening, demon possession. And he's talking about these people saying he's going to bring forth the Antichrist. When
it's just not quite there, right? This is about halfway through, and it's just not quite coming out, right? Look for the face, right? Look for it.
I mean, it meanders everywhere, and not in the endearing way that Dave Hunt meandered everywhere.
Meander? Did you just say meander? My God, man. Love the vocabulary.
It meanders everywhere in the way that any conversation with a drug addict meanders everywhere.
It meanders like your shirt meanders between proper and improper Greek. I'm sorry, people. Look at the second word on his shirt. God. Let's do some meandering. That's a capital gamma, you moron. God is a postpositive. It can never come first in the sentence. Oh my God. It's just in one space. Not. By the way, look at that third word. Why are you using gammas for upsilons? You're using gammas for upsilon. And look, your sigma is Byzantine. Oh my God. You made up a word. Bossy legging. Meander. Is that a problem, Satanic Congregation? Tell me. If you love, tell this person, what's his name? Steve. Is this Steve? Is his name Steve? No, maybe that's somebody he was talking about before. We'll have to come up with a name. Congregation, name this man immediately and tell me what he is, how we can refer to him. Mr. What was he? He was disturbed. He was Mr. Disturbed in the beginning.
If you've ever talked to someone who is shot out, permanent.
Wait, what? If you ever talk to somebody who's shot out, that's, first of all, that sounds painful. I have no idea what he's referring to there, but let's see. Maybe he'll expand.
Reorganizing of the pathways of the brain through chemical substances.
Chemical substances. Oh my God. Where, you know who's chemical? Watch out for those chemical substances.
They lose the ability to follow logical thought.
Do you see? I've lost all ability to follow logic. Right? Fantastic.
And to make categorical comparisons. They can't compare categories.
No, I don't know what categories he's even talking about.
And as a result, since they can't compartmentalize things properly, they will make connections to things.
Oh, God, don't make connections, bro.
Across compartmental borders.
Do you hear the BS? People, seriously, are we in the back alley? Have I brought you a back alley experience today? You'd love it, Satanic Congregation. They can see me. Are you sure they can see me? You love it. You love it. You love this. All right.
That the rest of us don't make. And they may think this is their enlightenment.
I think you're sure it's my enlightenment.
And I think this man believes exactly that. That his ability to make these connections is enlightenment.
I'm sorry. Okay, look, what am I laughing at? This is so funny, right? Let's get beyond the chemical pathways that have been altered in my brain, apparently. That I do this thing that allows me to not engage reason. What I'm laughing at is his shirt is so laughably bad. It is so laughably off that it's like he's wearing a sign that says, under this cross is a moron, a liar, a fabricator, somebody who is falsely teaching you. And that is exactly what you've got. The theology that will come out of him is wrapped up in everything that he's telling you right now, right? I am send in the weapon, people. I call it down from the satellite, right? Send in the coordinates. Boom! That thing hits, and these people analyze because the damage is done. Do you understand me, Satanic Congregation? The damage is done. I say Christ. And what do these people do? They show up in shirts that are ridiculous and absurd under images that are also ridiculous and absurd. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's glorious. It's like, this stuff has to be written masterfully. Right? He's sitting there. It's funny, right? It's actually quite funny, right? It's like the universe has set it up. It's gorgeous. Don't you love it? The muse is so sexy. Oh, God, the curve of her butt cheek alone is enough to drive a mortal insane.
What it actually is the fog of drug abuse.
It's that fog.
And it became very obvious to me, first of all, I'm not questioning for a second that the man is quite capable in classical Greek. That's different than Koine, but
okay, wait, I have to blow myself up, people. I have to see myself. I'm sorry. Put me up, Chewy. Oh, God. What have I done here? There we go. People. First of all, this guy that I've just completely slandered, right? Just completely slandered out of nowhere, right? This guy, I'm not going to say he's proficient in classical Greek, not Koine Greek. Again, what he's saying is just like his shirt. It's full of errors, right? Koine Greek and classical Greek, all of that is the same thing, you morons. All of it. It's the same thing. Koine refers to the movement of a dialect towards a commonality, away from an expressive word coining language, right? Down to a very common, repetitive, non-active, non-engaging form called koine. They call it the commonality, right? And all these intellectuals through time, people like Galen, they're trying to recapture that thing that the Greek had, the Attic Greek had in the 5th century BC. They're trying to recapture it. It's a form of the language that is so active and creative that it allows the technician like Galen, a physician, to be able to plug in terminology, to create terminology. Do you understand? Oh, God. That's the Greek that he's talking about. And it's all... Do you understand what koine is now? These people don't. They think, oh, we at seminary, because they're so stupid. They think we at seminary, we learn one type of Greek, and everybody else, they learn another type of Greek. Those people out there in classical philology, do you know the professors that I had at the University of Wisconsin can open up your New Testament and tell you things about it that you'd never be able to access from any seminarian educated in any seminary in the world. Are we special? What is it? It's the fog of my 420. What time? Oh, God. Let's get back to him. Did you like that meander? I like to meander around. You know what I mean? I think this is, you know, I really hate to say this, but you know, it's part of the mojo, people. You know what I mean?
Classical Greek. He is widely read, highly intelligent. He can bring all sorts of interesting facts to mind, but he is at the same time incredibly arrogant.
Okay, so now we have apparently the arrogant, besotted classical philologist, right. Remember, what is he projecting? He's projecting the exact opposite. If he could see in a mirror, he would understand. He's projecting that exactly what he is himself. He is pouring it out onto someone else. Do you understand? Oh, God. He's limited. Oh, intelligent, but he's... Okay, people, this has nothing to do with what a Christ is, and it has nothing to do with any of the reality of those texts. Right? So far in this attack, we're not in a good place. Now he gets to hear. He really hits you with it here in the end. And that's the part I want to play. Let's go for it, Mister. Did we come up with the name? I'm going to... Okay.
It's in there as well at certain points. And bring in the Antichrist is good because it opens eyes. It opens minds. And I think he has completely embraced that demonic prophecy that he received, that he talked about. So let me give you an illustration here at the end. I'm not even going to put the video up. I'm just going to let you hear it.
Okay, we'll scoot ahead here.
Well, I'm sorry.
There we go. We'll scoot ahead. Let's just keep going forward.
Maybe it came after that.
Okay, whatever. Just say what
I
you're
don't know. I apologize. You heard what he said there. And then what he says then is religion's fantasy. If you really knew who Jesus was, you don't want to be like him. You don't want to go celebrate what he was doing. And the guy's like, and what would that leave us? And he said, absolute human freedom. Absolute, what do you call it? Certain kind of human freedom. Antinomian? I forget what term he used. Anyways, absolute human freedom. And then he actually says that's what this democracy was based upon, which is gives you an idea of how utterly disconnected from history he really is.
Okay. How utterly disconnected. Right? Do you see it? I want to show you the eyes again.
If he, which
This
is
guy has a total tell,
gives you an
right?
idea.
You can see
Says
his inner
that's what
demon.
this democracy was based upon, which is
Okay, now watch. What do you do? What do you do immediately and defensively when your brain is telling you what this man is saying is true and you are wrong? You cover up, you hide, right? That immediate closing of the eyes tells you where his brain is. Now watch the expression. It's the same expression we saw before.
just gives you an idea of how utterly
There it is. Okay. What is the content that he's talking about? Is he talking about what a Christ is? Is he talking about Jesus in a garden with a naked kid? No, he's reading you a profile of me as if it's more important to create an image of a demon that you can destroy than understand your own book. This is zealotry. Do you see it in his face? I wish I could focus up on it. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't. Here we go. Maybe. Oh, that's the best I can get it. Here we go. Right? Focus in on the zealotry. Where is the honesty in this? This is not an honest discussion. This is a discussion of fear. The monists have realized we can reach their very insides, and they have nothing to defend themselves. This Tower of Babel comes to us through the language. It's the source. And using this source brings this fear. Oh, God. Okay, here. I'm making big again. Boom. Oh, here we go. Ready? Couple more minutes, people.
disconnected from history. He really is. If he thinks that the United States was based upon that kind of, they didn't want a democracy. They wanted a republic.
Okay. Thomas, now notice what we're doing. We're just throwing out this, as far as you know, this is true or not, right? Why don't we instead look at some actual sources like Thomas Jefferson, right? Let's look at it, and let's look at his fear of monism, or as he called it, the Presbyterians, of monism overtaking society. He said the greatest threat, you ready, to the fledgling American democracy. He didn't say the republic. He didn't say the people. He said the democracy. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Oh, God. I've got to check that. I stole that book from a professor. It's the only thing. I didn't steal it from him, but I didn't give it back to him. And I forgot. I just forgot. Anyway, I've got his book on Thomas Jefferson's personal letters, and he says that, and one of them to Cooper, his doctor, or one of his physician people that he knew, right? And he says that, and I'll go back and check and just verify that it says democracy and nothing else, just for my own good, because I need to do that. But I think the real point is you're not dealing with sources when you deal with modern day monism. You're not dealing with sources. The fact that this guy's source on his chest is so racked up and stupidly wrong, right, shows you, dude, why did you use that? It's just bothering me. I just can't take it. I just can't. I know the upsilon. Right? Oh, God. Okay. Does this gentleman actually read those texts? No, he doesn't. Right? He's had a couple of years of seminary. It's just like them all, right? And he thinks that he's some kind of jockey. I guarantee if I threw some Greek in front of this guy that was contemporary with the New Testament, and he would totally not understand, be able to put together a single sentence, people. Right? Right? I'm telling you, these are the type of people that are stepping forward. The church is in dire need of a defender.
And there was a reason for that. And it was their Christian heritage and foundation that was behind that. And he evidently is unaware of that.
No, I'm very aware that the Presbyterians were the greatest danger to the fledgling American democracy. That's what Thomas Jefferson said. You are not using sources, and you are creating history, Mr. Goatee. You're creating history that didn't exist. That's exactly what theology, Bible studies, that's exactly what they produce, right? You can justify anything. You can justify genocide with this type of, thinking.
Rather obvious fact. But what he expressed as his ultimate goal,
anybody ever hear an ultimate goal from me? This is a new one.
Is the denigration of Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? The denigration, right? I want you to look at one text, and I want you to tell me, my friend, why Jesus Christ was arrested at 4 a.m. with a naked kid. Please. If you can just tell me that, I'm happy.
And the exaltation of mankind.
The exaltation of mankind. I'd never want the. Does anybody in the Satanic congregation have the feeling that I want the exaltation of mankind? My God, man.
To the ultimate position of authority. That is Antichrist. That's what the Antichrist is. He's denying that Christ has come in the flesh. Jesus is no divine person. He was an evil, vile person.
Denying and counteracting are two very, very different things. If you want the Antichrist, you're going to have to know that the Christ and the Antichrist are born within a system of drugs. I'm sorry that you think the fog has addled everyone. But the fact is, you don't know your own texts. And that's why you look at him, people. Look into his eyes. Look into it. Oh, God, I love it. This stuff is sexy. I'd love to. Anyway.
And mankind is the measure of all things. That's Antichrist. He's fulfilling the prophecy.
Why, thank you.
Now, I've never said this about anyone on this program, to my knowledge.
You better not have.
And I did not look up the stuff to see if maybe I have, and I just didn't know about it.
Wait, what? People. Oh, I'm sorry. I just forgot that I declared that somebody was the Antichrist 10 years ago. Seriously, don't. This is what I mean about back alley people. There's always some kind of dishonesty.
Having listened to 3.5 hours of this individual blabbering on this program and wandering all over the planet, I believe, and I'm not recommending that you watch it. I told you it is oppressive. It is spiritually oppressive.
See how he closes his eyes? Right? No, I'm not telling you to watch this. Yes, well, his brain is telling him, yes, you are telling them to watch this. Of course you are telling them to watch this. I don't care if you did it intentionally or not. Right? Watch people's ops. There's an ancient great Greek concept that I want you to embrace now. Oh, does Nancy have a great comment? Nancy, did you get my email? Don't say anything. Right? I emailed you. Nancy, put up Nancy's comment. I can't see it. Oh, there we go. Nancy's comment. Maybe womankind should be the measure of all things. Just a suggestion. No. Let it not be a suggestion. Let's just take it as a thought experiment and work it all the way out so that maybe it'll penetrate our society. And maybe we will see. Maybe we will see the reason. Now, what would this dude say to a comment like this, right? Of course, Nancy's not a submissive woman in Christ, right? She's not submissive to men. She doesn't understand, right? She doesn't understand. Well, he doesn't understand that all of this history is built upon some genius. An Antichrist is an antidote to a Christ, plain and simple. An antidote to a Christ. All of this terminology was developed within a group of women who were using drugs to exploit, to mend, to shape their own bodies and minds. Yes. Oh, yes. You would know it. Of course. Right. 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 Hey, the women love it. They'll never do it, though, people. Right. We'll put this man in front of Aphrodite, and what happens? He starts closing his eyes. Right. It's not sexy. Do you understand? It's not sexy. Not at all. I don't think it. Tell me, ladies, you tell me, sexy or no sexy? Give me just those two things, sexy or poop hole. Which one? I'm asking you all as a volunteer from Medea Sorceress. Right. Right. Hey, Daddy. Love it. Love it. Okay. It's time for a poll, people. Right. Satanic poll. Right. Sexy or poop hole. Right. For this gentleman. Right. Is it sexy to launch? Notice the personal attacks. By the way, everybody, the attacks are always personal. Right. There's nobody who hates him more than Chewy. Right. But it's always a standard procedure, and I love it, baby. I love it because it shows what they've got, and it shows how deep we're penetrating. Right? It's like the psycho in the when opening the curtain with the scissors, and there she is, Michelle. What's her name? Famous actress. Oh, right, right. How deep in this brain am I going to jam these scissors? People, we've penetrated. He says in a minute the real danger here. This is the cool part. Oh God, how much do we have enough power? Oh, do you want? Yes, Chewy, start a poll. The question is the strategy used by this gentleman sexy? Is he a sexy strategizer, or is he someone we're gonna kick into the poop hole, ladies? Now, if you're not a woman, do not answer this. Right? What is he doing? What you must have a vagina to understand. Okay? And now if you get in there, if you sneak in there and you don't, right, have a vagina, I'm sorry, but this one's on you. This one's on you, and they're watching. Right? Gorgeous Aphrodite is watching. So shame on you if you don't. Yeah, sexy and poop hole, right? Which one? Where do we go? Now let's get back to him. There's a couple of things. I just want you can really see how we have hit our target. Watch.
And I believe it's spiritually oppressive because I believe Ammon Hillman is demonized. I see no other explanation. I believe he has opened himself through his love of pharmacology.
Dear, do you see it? I captured it. Do you see the mania? Right? What does Bacchus bring out of the individual? The mania. Right? Do you see the mania? Oh, God. Listen to him. I love this. Keep going. Harry. What are we calling him? Harry? Somebody have a name. Mr. Meander, that's what we'll call Mr. Meander. President Meander, tell me. I love your look of crazed infatuation. You know, it's always the mojo people. They love it too much. You know what I mean?
Drugs and the idea that this is the way to open your mind to other realities.
People. Where have we gone? What does this have to do with the text at all? It is nothing. I'm telling you, people, the greatest, sharpest weapon we've got against the monists is their own text.
I believe he's opened himself to the demonic realm, and he is demonized.
Now, I don't want to say I've opened myself because I don't know what this guy's got in mind. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to I'm going to let you call that one.
If you want to see a demonized man, because you would go, well, but look at the Gadarene demoniac. He was cutting himself. And that's true. That's true, but that's not the only example of demonized people that we have in the scriptures.
Okay, did you see the look when he did the? This guy's very readable when he quotes the scripture as if he's authority, right? And I'm using his term scripture. You'd never do that in classics. Quoting his term, right? Right? Watch what he does. He gets that face of arrogance. Right? Let me show you.
Not the only, he was cutting himself. And that's true.
There it is. Right? He knows. That's his text. So you see the difference between the fear and the confidence is a self-awareness about your reality. What is your reality? Is that text your reality? It is. So when he feels that he can take the text back, he feels confident and he's got his mojo. And maybe you'll let him ask you out for dinner. Maybe. Let's see if he can hold it.
That's true, but that's not the only example of demonized people that we have in the scriptures. There were others that could behave in society.
Right? There are others, right? What is he doing? He's starting a horror story all of a sudden for you. There are others.
But they would then seek to pervert truth and promote evil.
To pervert truth and promote evil. Truth and evil. When the dude came to Pontius Pilate, he was like, oh, God, whose truth? Right? Do you know why? Because the Greek mind, that is any ethnicity fueled by Mother Greek, the Greek mind was able to break free. What this is that you are seeing in front of you is enslavement. Forced enslavement.
And I believe Ammon Hillman is demonized. I truly do. And the things that he's teaching are absolutely diabolical.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely diabolical.
That, you know what I mean? Dude, you don't compliment your opponent. What the?
Again, remember, he was investigated for demon possession.
Okay.
Abuses of truths. That's frequently the hard thing for people to recognize.
Okay.
As the Lord.
Okay. Oh, there.
What I want to try to figure out how to do.
Are you ready?
Is to.
Now look, he said he's demon. He didn't say demon possessed. He said demonized. Okay, I'll work with that. That's okay. I can handle that one. But where is why would you need to say that I'm demonized? You can see it in his under dialogue here. Watch his dialogue with himself that everybody has while they're speaking.
Respond to as much as I can without rolling in the filth and the gutter that this man's views represents, because it is vile. It is beyond vile.
Okay, look at the sincerity that you see in him as he looks down and he's measuring. He's measuring what is the power of just questioning Christ. Right? He's unsettled. So he's very honestly dialoguing with himself. People like this can be pulled away from the false reality, right? Everything I tell you about Jesus, if you have one of these false realities, in other words, if you are a monist and you have this false reality around you, What I am saying is directly calling into question your legitimacy. What I am saying is bringing these people self-examination. And that is what is so painful. When you wear an image of a cross, which is a sign of somebody being put to death for heinous crimes. And some bad Greek written underneath it that, you know, seriously. Agton.
But you can take forms of argumentation, certain assertions.
Okay, you can play with that all you want. Certain assertions and blah, blah, hoo-ha. And okay, don't I feel magnanimous? I want to show you some goodies. Oh, do we want to know the result? Let's see what the poll is so far. Oh, no, I've got bad news. Mr. Meander, you've got an 87% of the ladies out there saying, this is not sexy, bro. This is not sexy, right? Amen gets the date this time. Amen gets the date. Thank you, Satanic Congregation, for doing that. I know you flattered me. I know you flattered me. You're naughty. You're naughty. Put up a good background, Chewy, and let me put up just a couple of, oh, God, of wonderful Greek. Now, here we go. I'm going to share the screen, people, and I just want you to see. You know, this guy said he said a few things about Greek, but and this is what most people do. They talk about it, they don't actually do it, right? So I just want you to see here. Look at the third line. I want you to start off with those two words, I, right? And what is that? My God, it's just a whole bunch of vowels tagged together, right? I media. What is going on here? Hera is sending this wind, right? Putting everything together, moving the universe so that E and Medea, right, can come to this Pelasgian land. Oh, God. On the way of their journey, Medea insists that they stop at a Paphlagonian site where she herself creates a form of worship in honor of Hecate. Okay? The last three lines, it says the kure, the second to last, kure. Does everybody see that? Kure. There is your divine virgin. Okay? Our kor or korwa from our worship of the mother and daughter, right? The queen of the underworld. Yeah, guess what? That's how we're referring to her. And what is that korah? She is that one being taken away in that marriage. And what does she tell them to do? She tells them very specifically how to sacrifice. And when they say sacrifice, they're talking about things that you fumigate. You fumigate here. And the last half of the second to last line says that there was nobody there with any kind of brains. Right? There was no authority there. Medea, the Korah, was the authority. Yeah. This is fantastic. Now, that's pulled out of a lot of very good text, right? This is absolute. Here's what I need. Let me give you another one. I want you to pick up a few things from it. People, I want you to see a scholiast, and I want you to realize what this says. It says you're never going to find this stuff, right? That was Apollonius, right? By the way. Of Rhodes, the Rhodesian Apollonius. Anyway, who wrote the Argonautica. Here is a scholiast on the Argonautica, just an anonymous scholiast, right? And it says, what is the oath of the Colchians? Right? What is their oath? It is the oath of Uranos and Gaia. Do you hear it? In the beginning, God created Uranos and Gaia. Do you know what the Colchians swear by? They swear by Uranos and Gaia. Do you know where your text is coming from? If you are a Christian with a show slandering a dude because you are incapable with the language that you believe you study, then this is your time, baby, right? Hey, dude, right? How about this? Let me see. How about this? I don't want that. Let's see this. Oh, let's see this, people. Hey, dude, disingenuous dude with the crappy error Greek on your chest. Take a look at this. Tell me if you can translate. It's really straightforward scholiast note, so you should be able to. But I know what's going on in your brain, man, because I've penetrated. And I know what's going on. You're looking at this and you're saying, oh my God, I can't read this. Right? Right? Of course you can't. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about the Caspian Sea, right? And we're talking about the people who inhabit the region, and they are neighbors of the Persians. Okay, that's what he says. And what is they have the biggest of those cochlus, of those purple producing shells, from which, based on these things, they say, we derive the pharmakon to Prometheon, the Promethean pharmakon. Do you understand? Do you understand? So for the people who wanted the connection of the purple, here's a scholiast note. Now, this same scholiast from antiquity, right, he will tell you straight up. He will tell you straight up. It is a question whether or not they were using toxins on the arrows during the Iliad, during the events of the Iliad and Odyssey, right? And he says, look, what about the sudden deaths, right? When Odysseus wants to kill all of those people, he's got to have something that's immediately lethal, right? Which he's looking for in the very opening of the Odyssey. He's out looking for this drug. Fantastic. Anyway, so the poet does the poets are going to really amplify the whole marvel connected with the root. That's I'm translating, right? Poet's going to do that. It's going to amplify the whole marvel of what the root did, right? And but really, is anybody asking any of the rhizotomoi, right? Those root cutters. That's the real question, right? He goes on to say the flower of this thing. He says it's very close to the crocus, right? To the crocus, the Corician crocus, right? That's the one that grows in Cilicia, right? Isn't that okay? Fantastic, right? There's another one that grows in Cilicia, right? And it has, there's a little difference in it, though. Okay, anyway, it's the crocus. Let's go. Stop sharing and ask ourselves, people, nobody knows about the purple. Nobody. Just like nobody knew about the Christ. Right? Nobody knew the Christ. Before I started talking about it, nobody knew this. Right? People like Morton Smith, who had seen that redacted mark, he talks about, people have noted that he talks about very similar things. It looks like it may be from the language asexual right? So it's not me creating that, but nobody had concentrated on Christ. Nobody concentrated on that. I broke that, right? This is the invulnerability that we have. They cannot answer. We have the Christ. When I went on Danny Jones, and Danny asked me, he said, what's an Antichrist? And I said, what's Christ? Right? And I said, it's a drug that you put in your eyes so that you may have vision. Okay, I told him that. all sorts of people, monists, lined up to say, what? This is ridiculous. That's not what it means in the Bible. In the Bible, it means one thing, and over here, it means something else. Wes Huff sat there, right? Wes Huff sat there, and he said, no, in the Bible, he's applying one meaning in one place that you can't apply into another place. When it says in his own Bible, God says, I want you to get a collyrian, a drug, a medicine to Christ your eyes with so that you may see. It's in their own language. They didn't even know their own text. And this is what really scares them. The fact that you and I can handle their works like this. You think about it, people, all the church, everything they do, their services on the weekend, their midweek services, their Bible studies, their charity drives, all the things the Catholic Church does, all of that is dependent and hinges upon these texts. And if they don't control them, the danger is losing everything. And that's the fear that you see in these monists. And it's fantastic, right? Thank you. Thank you for the effing beautiful. I love it. Love it. Right? Right? Oh, God, are there two of us? No, there's an echo. Right? Oh, God. All right. Let me see if there's one more. I want to give you one more phrase. What? Here. People, look at this. Oh, I had something so beautiful. I think it was. Yeah, here we go. Here we go, people. I just found this, and it's not really related at all. Okay, it's not really related at all. But I just wanted you to see. I just wanted you to see how to achieve Malakia. Right? Right? It's through your idoion, ladies. It's through your gunaikeon idoion. All you got to do is put that image on the monument in order to bring the Malakia. Oh, what did he just open up? What did he just open up? I'm sure that you would love to see your reflection. Oh, I had a text here. I'm so upset because I had a text here and now I can't find it anymore. Boom. And I wanted you to see it so much. Is it this one? Nope, it's not that one. Is it? Sorry, people. One more. It's just a phrase that it's something I say all the time and everybody's like, no, that's impossible. Here's a beautiful word I wanted to share with you. Just take this home with you, people. Epode, right? And why did I put this up here? Because it's a song, right? But it's also a drug song. It's not just a song. It is a drug song. And the verse that I had for you to show you that, and because people will say, oh, what did this guy just say? Oh, he's got drugs in his brain, right? He said drugs in his brain. Right? And that's what it is. He's talking about drugs and everything. You know, I told you that these epodes are part of a performance that involves music, and that the music can't not be used along with the drugs. They go hand in hand in order to produce the mystery. Right? Right? Now, this guy wouldn't know that because he's never read any of these texts, right? But that's what they say. Well, people will question that and they'll say, oh no, he's just saying drugs. He's got drugs on the brain, right? But here we go. This, I think it's probably, please. Nope. Maybe we didn't bring it, should we? Nope, here. Yeah. People. What is this? It's just it's not a full sentence, right? Ten tais pharmakisi telumene entusian. What kind of thusia? What kind of sacrifices are we talking about here? What kind of fumigations are we talking about? We're talking about those that are teluminen, those that are completed tais pharmakisi, with those drugs. Right? Now, people are going to say right off the bat, wait a minute, pharmakidos is the sorcerer themselves, is the drug user themselves, is the person who's registered in the knowledge of drugs the same way. Yeah, but this word is also used for the substances. All you have to do is look it up, people, in the LSJ, and you'll see that's the fact. I can tell you, I've seen it repeatedly. But here, the good thing is it's telling us that these are the thusia, these are the sacrifices, people, right, that have the drugs in them. Medea has there's an entire section here of Medea that I brought for you today, where she is doing this very same thing, where her sacrifices must be those of the drugs. Oh, please tell me this is it. Nope. That's more of the Promethean drug, right? But anyway, one more, people. Let me just I've got a beauty for you. Nope. No, let me see. I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience, by the way. You people are so patient. I found that, but I'll save that for later. Oh, here you go. Now, people, what is this? Again, it's a note by a scholiast, an ancient scholiast. Line 42 of whatever he's looking at. This is from the Argonautica, Apollonius of Rhodes, and he says aoidais. Aoidais. What is that word? Right? He's going to comment on it. He says tais diapharmakon epoidais. Right? What is he trying to express? What is an aoidais, or what are, that's plural, what are aoidais? They're songs. But what kind of songs are they? They're the epodes that are sung through drugs. Dia pharmakon. Dia pharmakon. We have to be using the drugs. Now, people realize classicists didn't see this, right? Classicists didn't make it. I mean, I'm sure some of them did, but they didn't make a study of it. Didn't make it to the radar, right? Now it'll make it. Now those bastards will get it off their lazy butts and start doing some stuff. Thank you for coming today. Let's just end with some comments. Wait. Oh, does somebody want to see Isaiah? Oh, you do? Here. Chewy wanted me to show you this. Everybody says Isaiah is a Hebrew word, right? Right? Everybody's like, no, I know. Here it is. Here's the Isaiah. Hebrew name translates to God is salvation or salvation of the Lord. Right now, this is a time, remember, there's no Hebrew being spoken. It's derived from the Hebrew phrase Yesha Yahoo. Yahoo! There you are, which combines Yesha, meaning salvation, with Yahweh, the divine name, as explained by Amorim Publications. Okay, right? There's your standard falsehood. And I'm going to show you where Isaiah comes from for the first time. You're never gonna get this, right? People, look. It's not as foreign as you think. There's a reason the power of the Greek is so overwhelming. Look at these two guys. I want you to meet Phoenix. Don't you love how sexy? Come on, man. Look at the sexiness of the Greek. Look at compare this, people. You know who'd know this is John Scarborough's daughter. She would know this, right? Look at the sexiness of this language. This is what bamboozled a lot of very, very diligent people, is the gorgeousness and gorgiosity of this language. Compare this for a minute. That's why I say John Scarborough, because, he felt the love. Anyway, Phoenix. Kai Isaiah. Now, Isaiah. Wait, what? Isaiah? here? Yes, yes. And look, you don't even have to, you can deal with some aesthetics here, right? You can deal with some aesthetics. Who's that Phoenician guy? Right? Look at that C on the end of that first word, right? Phoenix. Look at that C, right? This is a language of elegance, people, right? Look at cuneiform. Just take a look at it. As John Scarborough used to say, that stuff's chicken scratch. Don't show me that. Right? Right? Look at the old scripts in the Middle East. Do you see? There are levels of development, and there is something about the Greek language that creates the artistic. Oh, God. And people, I'm sorry if you hate the fact that I've got this thing going with Mother Greek, but here's Isaiah, and in the Greek it means equality, right? Fantastic, fantastic. Now, if what I've told you is accurate, and that the Old Testament is originally written in Greek, just for regular old Hellenistic Greek, right? Then that's where we get Isaiah, right? We don't get Isaiah from somewhere else, and that makes sense when remember all of the population of what you and I would call Judeans at that time, right? People that a group of people that the Romans said originally came from Crete, migrated from Crete, right? So what level of, ethnicity there and intermingling with this and that, I don't know. It's a guess, right? Unless they can do the genetics, it's a guess, right? But what is important about any of that? Migrations, one group of migrations, ending up with an identity that is speaking Hellenistic Greek, not Hebrew, right? There are no documents that they talk about. There's nothing outside of the Old Testament, nothing that is in Hebrew, nothing. Besides there's a couple of laundry lists, right? Besides that, there's nothing literature-wise, no philosophy, no medicine, nothing that the Greek language is able to create. And it's just because of the language itself. It has nothing to do with the opinions and the politics. It has nothing to do with any of that. The ethnicity, no. It has to do with the capacity being developed in the language. It's gorgeous. Oh, God, a human phenomenon that people who write it and fake it and try to put it on their shirt, and mess up. Dude, imagine if you tattooed that stuff on yourself. And it was that wrong, man. Am I thinking like the congregation? Somebody from the congregation said that. Okay. Chewy promises that she's got some more Teddy coming up. And I want to call it there and say thank you for coming today. And I think you can see the effect that we're having. There's a point in this video when this gentleman says, oh, God, 1.4 million people have seen this thing. And you can see he realizes, right, that was when it was there. It's higher now, but I'm sure he would hate that. But think about that for a minute. Think about the education. Think about the possibilities for Renaissance here, right? He says, you're going to have to go to church someday. And somebody's going to ask you in some Sunday school class, they're going to ask you, what is the Christ? Was Jesus arrested with a naked kid? Right? And these people will be finished. This is the beginning of their end. This is the Enlightenment. And you people are ground zero. Thank you for coming. Hail Satan.
Lovely Diana, reign with magic, death producer. Darkest dreams come true, kisses for you. Her arrows darken the sky, a flight of ravens flying through. Ophir clock, Dark Lord melody shining through. Death inducer, raining blood, bite your lip. Bellissima in the vampire dress, cracking leather whips. Rain with your magic. Hail Satan, spells of Lucifer. Hail Satan, Catherine of the wheel. Hail Satan, the lake of fire is clear. Sing the muse. Rain with magic, death inducer. Darkest dreams come true. Kisses for you. Goat head soup, it's magic. You can have a giant rubber. Devil in a tight dress. Whiplash. Do androids dream of electric sheep? Mr. Sandman with the hot purple anointing cream. It knocks him out. The drugs weigh a ton. Snow blonde, do your